How's it going, everyone? Davis James here with Golden Fly Shop, sitting down again to tie another edition of our streamside flies. We're here on the banks of the Roaring Fork River. The Sparkle Minnow is a phenomenal fly. That's what I'm going to be tying today. It's a great searching pattern. It's got an overall bright, flashy appearance, and it just flat out catches fish. Today we're using a Tiemco 9395 in a size 4. It's a 4X long, makes a nice long body. I've got a size large tungsten cone head. Got one already pre-set up right there. First thing we're going to do is we're going to make some wire wraps. This fly is going to have a jigging motion to it, so when you pause your strips, it's going to allow the fly to sink and jig up and down. That's really one of the more important features of this fly, so that's why we're using all the weight up front. I'm going to go ahead and trap the lead-free wire, and I'm going to advance my thread wraps all the way to the hook point here. Tying it this way, I want the hook point to ride pretty far back in the fly. All right, I'm gonna take my Marabou, got this Fish Hunter Marabou here today. I'm gonna preen it back and I'm gonna rip off the kind of wispy tips, because we want more of this like full-bodied Marabou making up the tail of the fly. You're gonna measure it, it's gonna be about the length of the shank. Once you get in a good spot, you're gonna pinch it, you're gonna make a loose wrap. A second one, a little tighter, and you're gonna pull towards you. That'll keep this stuff right on the top of the hook. It's essentially, same steps you would take to tie a woolly bugger. Same principles of design. Marabou is a great material to have in a fly, especially when you pause that fly. The current tends to really create a lot of movement. Again, we're going to be advancing this stuff forward to start building that body. You notice I'm tying it off in kind of two different points. That way we don't begin to make any really big clumpy spots while we tie this bug. Next, I'm going to take a burnished golden tan Fish Hunter Marabou. This is really nice Marabou. I'm going to again rip off that tip. We're sitting on the banks of the Roaring Fork and we're kind of tying with what we got. You might have noticed I've got a fire orange thread. Reason being is that's the color I have with me. And really in this fly, the thread's gonna be hidden almost completely. I've got a little trick I'm gonna use at the end in case my whip finish kind of shows through some of that orange. We can kind of handle that. So a little trick for your flash, just kind of run it up from the back side. So I just went in under, placed it right on the side where I want it. Tie that in nice and tight, bring it around to the back side. I'm gonna loop it under, and that's gonna kind of help walk that flash in position. Tie it down nice and tight. All right. The crystal flash, you really want to cut it about the length of the Marabou, so I'm gonna go ahead and trim this stuff to length, and we're going to make a loop. It's only about a 3-inch dubbing loop. Make sure I alternate, wrap that, and then the important part is you want this hanging straight down when you tie it in. You want that V, the bottom right there, to be right on the bottom. This is going to be the positioning for the white frenzy fiber. This is, you could use white ice dub in this situation. You could use this frenzy fiber. I'm just gonna drop this little bushel in that I had pre-configured or pre-staged. Staging materials definitely saves you time when you're tying. When you're tying flies, time is kind of money. You don't want to waste too much of it. So I'm gonna position this fiber all the way up in that V, and to prevent it from capturing our Marabou and our crystal flash, I'm just going to wet my fingers a little bit, and that's going to kind of eliminate too many snags. So once I got that in a good spot, I'm gonna pinch. I like pinching my finger just right here. I'm gonna twist the bobbin, give it a nice good twist, and then I'm gonna pull. See, we trapped a little bit of the marabou, but not nearly as much as we would have had we not wet it down. So, I can kind of untrap any of that stuff and give it one more good twist. Pulling nice and tight, be sure we've got that secured, and then I'm gonna brush it out. Brush it out because I want, when I bite this down at the end of the fly and cinch this down, I really want to be biting down on the thread and not, you know, a bunch of extra materials. So I'm going to take my hackle pliers and I'm just going to go ahead and pinch off . And secure this, and I'm going to stash this over here for later. Next step, go straight on back to the back. One more dubbing loop here. This one's going to be slightly bigger. Alright, so next step is I'm just going to go ahead and start palmering this stuff forward. Just check for any major trap spots as we go. Flip it over, take the hackle tool and the white, and take my brush and I'm going to make like a little butt cut in the bottom, because what I want to do is I want to drop this white down and not trap too much of the gold. Split the fibers here. Second one I want to tighten up, pull towards me, and then I'm going to make a bunch of wraps in front, really basically trap that loop. Trimmed it a little long on purpose because I want to really mash down this extra tag in. There we go. Alright, I'm going to make one more loop. This is what I'm going to do to cover up that orange. Really fill out the head of this fly, get some good shoulders. It's got all twisted on me. I'm untwisting it because you don't want to, you want that V to be nice and close to the fly. Drop a little bit more of this gold material in here, and then I'm going to grab a little bit of ice dub in Wicked Black. This is going to make a real dark collar around the front of the fly, and it's going to help blend our Sharpie marks as well. Lump of this. Stack and reorganize it. And I'm going to drop that in as well. So we've got gold and black. So I get this kind of right where I want it. I want it real close up to the fly so that my first wrap immediately starts wrapping material. And I'm going to twist this up. Brush. The fly will still have that two-tone look, but the gold, because the gold and black is going to wrap around, it's going to kind of blend a little bit more than like a standard sparkle minnow. Fly a nice shoulder. So, nice body. We still got the white on the bottom. I take my Prismacolor marker and cover any orange that we're still seeing. And kind of add that dark black profile. That right there is the Sparkle Minnow. Variation. I like to go in here and kind of trim any super long stuff out. All right, thanks for watching. Swing by Golden Fly Shop if you want to pick up some tying materials. We're happy to walk you through what we've got. We've got a lot to offer in the tying section, and we're constantly adding more every day. Thanks for, like I said, thanks for watching. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Come see us. Golden Fly Shop. goldenfly.shop.